So the first shloka we chant. So Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. Alayam. Alayam, repository, a storehouse of. What kind of storehouse? Shruti Smriti Purananam. These are the main texts of Sanatana Dharma. Shruti referring to Vedas, Smriti referring to every text we study which is not the Vedas. So including the Bhagavad Gita is a Smriti. Every text written by Adi Shankaracharya and other acharyas, Ramana Maharshi, Upadesha Saram, everything falls under Smriti. Shruti, Smriti. And as I've said before, Shruti means literal meaning what is heard. What is heard. And so Vedas not created by anybody, it is heard. And so it is heard means it is taught. It is a Karna Parampara. Karna Parampara. Today we have all these computers, books, and things like that. But those days, what? They did not have all this. So the teaching was all through hearing only. And it's amazing that they were able to capture all of this just by word of mouth. It's just so amazing. And everything is intact. And so that is Shruti. Smriti, Smr, Smr, mind. So the potential ability to recall, to remember. And the human mind has the ability to recall, to create, etc. And so any product of a human mind is called Smriti. Any product of a human mind. Here, the Bhagavad Gita as an example being the product of Veda Vyasa's mind. Correct? Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullara Vinda Yatapatra Netra Vishala Buddhe. So anything that is a product of a human mind is called a Smriti. Then Puranas. And of course, all our Puranas. So 18 Puranas also authored by Veda Vyasa, and we include all texts and Shankaracharya. Okay, so this shloka Shankaram Loka Shankaram. So it's a salutation to Shankara. So Shankara is a repository of all these granthas. How can Shankara be a repository of Vedas? Yeah, he is a repository of Vedas because he was the one who elaborated on the content of the Vedas. He was the one who made all these things clear for all of us. And he was the one who made clear what is the role of karma and what is the role of knowledge and what are the limitations of karma, what are the, and therefore what is the importance and significance of knowledge in Brahma Vidya. All that he elaborated, he wrote commentaries. And so therefore he is the alayam, he is the repository of these texts. And then what? Karunalayam. Okay, is everybody having the shloka with you in front of you? Or okay, yeah, good. So Karunalayam, he is also a repository of compassion. He is a nidhi of compassion. Karuna nidhi. Why? because because uh, because he did so much. Even before he was in his teenage years, he started writing. And those days, writing a text is not ordinary, and you have to write it on palm leaves. And uh, and how do you correct? There is no, do you erase something in a palm leaf? How do you do it? If you a mistake is made, you have to throw the palm leaf out. That's it. You have to rewrite the whole thing. And you have to make another copy. Means what? You digitize, take iPhone and then digitize? No, can't do all that. So again you write the same thing. This is how they used to do. Therefore, when Shankara need not do any of these things, still he did it. Therefore, Karunalayam, he is a repository of compassion, with so much compassion for humanity. Then Namami, I salute. Who do I salute? Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. So Shankaram, Shankaracharyam, I salute Shankaracharya, who is Bhagavat Padam. And and Bhagavat Padam, literal translation means whose feet, Bhagavan, whose feet I worship. Sometimes literally said that, but in general, who is revered. So generally in our tradition, we do namaskar. We do namaskar, we touch the feet of our elders. This is our tradition. And so that feet, Bhagavad Padam, whose feet represent Bhagavan for me, who is Bhagavan and whose feet also represent Bhagavan. And that Bhagavad Padam, Loka Shankaram. So here Shankaram means Mangalam, auspiciousness. And so the one who bestows auspiciousness, wellness to the entire humanity, Loka Shankaram. So that Shankara I worship. Therefore, I salute Adi Shankaracharya, the abode, the repository of Shruti, Smriti, and Puranas, and who is also an embodiment of compassion, a repository of compassion, Karunalayam, and the one who gives happiness to the world, Loka Shankaram, and the one who is revered, Bhagavat Padam. Okay. Now, the next thing we chant generally is Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krito Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah. So Vande Mataram. Same Vande here. So I salute, I do namaskar to, I worship Vande. Okay, who do I worship? Who do I worship? Bhagavantau. Bhagavan, Bhagavantau, Bhagavantaha. Okay. So two Bhagavans I worship. Two Bhagavans. Bhagavantau is two, dual. Who are those two? Who are those two Bhagavans? Shankaram, Shankaracharyam. Shankaram. So Shankaracharyam is the first Bhagavan. And what kind of Bhagavan he is? He is no other than Shankara, Shiva. So Adi Shankara, who is an embodiment of Shiva himself, and that is one Bhagavan. What about the second Bhagavan? Badarayanam. Badarayana is another name for Veda. So, Vyasa, Veda Vyasa. So, Vyasa is that other Bhagavan number 2. And who is he? He is an embodiment of Narayana, Keshava, Vishnu. He is an embodiment of Vishnu. And so, both of them, Bhagavanto Vande, Aham Vande, I salute. And who are these people? Hey, these Shankara and Veda Vyasa, what did they do? They did Sutra Bhashya Kritau. Sutra Bhashya Kritau. Let's take Bhashya first. Bhashya means commentary. Shankara's contribution to humanity. Commentaries of all the Upanishads, commentaries of Vishnu Sahasranamam and Lalita Sahasranamam, etc. And all the texts that he has written. Many, 60 or 70 texts he has written. So all that Bhashya Kritau. And once he wrote the Bhashyam, he created so many more people who wrote Bhashyam, a commentary on his own works. And so it's a whole parampara of Bhashyam. So Bhashyam, he did Bhashyam. And what about Vedavyasa? What did he do? Well, Vedavyasa, what did he do? Is what kind of question that is? And of course, he edited the Vedas, no doubt. But here, he's Sutra Kritaha. He's called a Sutra Krit. He wrote what is called Brahma Sutram. Another brilliant and magnificent text, Grantha. It has some 500 sutras and all aphorism, short text, Athato Brahma Jignasa. And we spent so much time studying that sutram. It is an analytical text which puts together the entire Shastram and demonstrates what exactly the Shastram is telling, why it is telling what it is telling. All that logic is there. Veda Vyasa wrote that. And so he is a Suttakrit. Shankaracharya is a Bhashyakrit. And so Sutra Bhashyakritau Vande. And how often do I worship them? Punah Punaha. Again and again. Correct? So I salute again and again. Aham Vande Punah Punaha. The great teacher Adi Shankaracharya, who is Lord Shiva. Shankaracharyam, Shankaram. And Badarayana, namely Vyasa, who is Lord Vishnu, Keshava. And the venerable ones, Bhagavanto, venerable ones, who wrote the Bhashyas and the Brahma Sutras respectively. Okay, I salute again and again Adi Shankaracharya, who is Lord Shiva, and Badarayana, who is Vishnu, the venerable ones who wrote the commentaries, Bhashyas and Brahma Sutras respectively. Okay. So next one, Ishvaro Gururatmeti. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Namaha, my salutations. Mama Namaha. To whom? Dakshinamurti, Dakshinamurtaye, unto Dakshinamurti, my salutations, Namaha. Okay. And what kind of Dakshinamurti? Who, explain, tell me a little more about Dakshinamurti. Look at that. Ishvaraha, Guruhu, Atma, Iti. That is the way to split that shloka. Ishvaraha, Guruhu, Atma, Iti. Ishvara, Bhagavan, Ishvara, and then Guru. Guru, of course, my teacher, and then Atma. So this apparently three different things. Ishvara is different, Guru is different, I, me, Atma is different. They're all different things. Okay. Like that different forms, Murti Bheda Vibhagine. The one who appears as these three different Murti Bheda, different Murtis, different forms. The same one entity, Dakshinamurti, who appears as three different things, Ishvara, Guru, and Atma. And then what? Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya. Dehaha, body. Vyomavat Vyapta. Vyoma means space. Vyapta means all pervasive. And one whose body, whose deha is as pervasive as space. As all pervasive as space, which means the entire Jagat. Dakshinamurti is the entire Jagat. All pervasive. And that Dakshinamurti, unto that Dakshinamurti, my salutations. So, Namaha, Dakshinamurtaye Namaha, salutation to Bhagavan Dakshinamurti, who is all pervasive like space, Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya, who is all pervasive like space, but who appears divided. Appears divided. Within brackets, you can say as though. Appears as though divided. Appears as though divided as Ishvara, Bhagavan, Guruhu, teacher, and the self. And the self, Atma. Salutation to Bhagavan Dakshinamurti, who is all pervasive like space, but who appears as though divided as Ishvara, Guruhu, and Atma. Then, so I'll take a couple of more minutes and finish this. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Again, Vande, I salute. I salute what? Guru Paramparam Vande. I salute this lineage of teachers. If I'm listening to somebody that's coming, where immediately when I see my teacher, I see the entire parampara. This just comes in front of me, I can visualize the entire parampara. So that Guru Paramparam Vande. And what, explain to me, can you tell me a little more about this parampara? Yes, I can tell you. And Sadashiva Samarambham, that parampara which began from Sadashiva himself. And then what? Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmad Acharya Paryantam. Asmad Acharya Paryantam. Until my own teacher, my own Swamiji, Swami Dayananda ji, Acharya Paryantam, that parampara goes. And then what else? Did anything else can you say about this parampara? Yes. And Shankaracharya Madhyamam. And Shankaracharya is what enlivened this parampara. Thanks to his, shall we say, sacrifice, shall we say what? and he becomes a pendant jewel in this parampara. And so Shankaracharya Madhyamam, in the middle. So I salute the lineage of teachers. Guru Paramparam Vande. Correct? I salute the lineage of teachers, beginning with the ever auspicious Lord Shiva. Okay. Sadashiva Samarambam. Sadashiva. So that the word Shiva in Sanskrit, Sham, comes from the root Sham. Sham means Mangalam. Sham means auspiciousness. Sham. So that beginning with the ever auspicious Lord Shiva, and then within brackets, linked by Adi Shankaracharya in the middle. Connected, that whole lineage is connected by Adi Shankaracharya in the middle and extending up to my own teacher. Asmat means our, my own teacher. Then one last mantra we chant in every class, Om Sahana Vavatu. Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Saha Viryang Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, very important mantra. Every class begins with this mantra. This is a mantra, not a shloka. What is the difference between the two? Anything taken from the Vedas is called a mantra. Anything that is taken from outside the Vedas is called a shloka. Okay, that is how we interpret it. And in professional thing, they say it is his mantra, it is her mantra, that company's mantra is this, like that they use the word mantra. So look at that. That word mantra has become such a powerful word like guru, and no translations to these words. So what is a mantra? Mananat trayate iti mantra. That which when understood properly protects you is called a mantra. Trayate, protects. Mananat, when properly understood. Protects you even without properly understanding. So we are chanting, and often we chant first without understanding, later on we understand. And but the mantra is meant for understanding. And so we start with chant and we complete with understanding. We end with understanding. Okay. Sahana Avatu. Avatu. Rakshatu. May protect. Rakshatu. Raksha karo. Raksha karo. Whatever. So may who protect? Saha. The first word is Saha. The way to split it is Saha, Ha. There's a Ha there, separately standing. Saha, Ha, now, Avatu. Saha, Ha, now, Avatu. That Saha. First Saha is Sa with a Visarga. Okay, remember that. The Visarga drops. And so Saha. That Saha means he. He means Ishvara. May Bhagavan protect. Saha Avatu. Okay. Saha Avatu. Ha Avatu. Ha means indeed. May Bhagavan indeed really protect us. Protect. And then protect whom? Now. N-A-U. Now. And what is now? Now in Sanskrit means both of us. Both of us. Now. And Avam. Okay. Avam. Now. And so Saha now Avatu. May he protect both of us. Both of us means the student and the teacher. Both of us. We are chanting together, and may he protect both of us. And then what? Saha now Bhunaktu. Same thing. Saha now. Bhunaktu. Bhunaktu here means what? And from Bhunj Dhatu, I think. And so that nourish. Nourish. May he give both of us what is needed. What is needed for this teaching to happen. Everything that is needed you put in this bucket called Bhunaktu. May he nourish us. So may he nourish us means may he keep us healthy. Proper health is needed in order for this teaching to happen, this learning to happen, and everything else. Alert mind I need. So when I sit in the class, my mind should be here, and it should not be wandering. And so all that bhunaktu, look at that one word, bhunaktu. And then saha viryam karavavahai. So same thing, may he indeed make this study viryam. So okay, so this is the way Swamiji mentions it. Karavavahai, viryam karavavahai, may we acquire the capacity to study the scriptures, study the shastram. May we acquire the capacity. Because Purushartha is there, then understanding the Purusharthas, then understanding moksha is there, and then what is moksha? Moksha is a siddha vastu. Moksha is not something that can be gained by karma. It has to be gained only by knowledge. Like this, so much is to be understood. Therefore, may he give me the capacity to appreciate the shastram. Okay, saha viryam karavavahai. Tejasvi navadhitam astu. Okay. Tejasvi astu. Let it be brilliant. What be brilliant? Adhitam. Adhitam means what is being studied. The study may it be brilliant. Okay. Tejasvi navadhitam. So we have to split these words. Tejasvi now adhitam astu. And you know, now means both of us. And therefore, now adhitam tejasvi astu. May our study be brilliant. Brilliant. Why should it be brilliant? Why should it not be brilliant? Okay. Why? Might as well learn it properly. And so, may it be brilliant. And may it be proper. May it be complete. You know, brilliant means what? Complete. I know everything that is to be known. That's the idea. And then, ma vidvishavahai. Ma vidvishavahai. Very important. Amazing how they put all these things. Look at this. For this teaching to happen, for any teaching to happen, doesn't matter, school, college, doesn't matter. The student-teacher relationship is very important, is it not? Very important. The student has to respect the teacher. The teacher must respect the student. The teacher should not look down upon the student. That's why classes where teachers, abuse children and take children for granted and do not pay enough attention to the children, do not attend to the children's questions, these classes don't work out well. And the children won't realize what's happening, but they will lose interest in studies. The child's mind is just ready to grasp, but the teachers can ruin that. And so therefore that relationship is talked about here. And ma vidvishavahai, may we not disrespect, may we not unnecessarily argue with each other. And maybe that's that. Maybe here Swamiji says, may we not disagree with each other. So disagree means what? We can of course disagree. When a fact is being stated, there can be disagreement. No, I look at it this way. No, I look at it this way. Fine. But do it respectfully. And in this case, when the statement is already made by the Shastram, only thing that is left is for me to understand it. And it is, I question my own understanding. Jiveshwara Aikyam is said. And so I have to question my own understanding, not what the Shastram talks about. And when doubts are there, it is a responsibility of the teacher to clarify those doubts. And so let's be open. Let's be honest with each other. Hiding and doing things behind all these things, it just ruins the whole teaching process. Teacher has to be open. Students are also open. Students share their problems. Teacher will give proper advice and help the student along. Because this is a long journey. This is not a course where we are going to get a certificate. So many credits. 3 credits, 10 credits. Oh, 1 year we have studied. How many classes? This one, Vijayji said 100th class recently we had last week, is what he said. Really, have we done 100? Yeah, I suppose 50 times 2, we can say roughly 100. So 100 classes, every 50 classes, all of you will get a certificate. Suppose I say, some people I think will like that idea. I would like to have a certificate. I think they're all used to framing the certificate on the wall. We're all used to that. And especially all these professional people, they want certificates from this institute and that institute, and goes on and on. Institute of Architecture, Indian Institute of Architecture. I made it up. I'm sure there is something like that, because you see accountants, they have an institute, engineers have an institute, and not just engineers, chemical engineers have an institute, mechanical engineers have an institute. Like this, institutes are too many, and they all give certificates. And attend a workshop, you get a certificate. No, this is not a certificate course, because this is me. This is the final teaching that I'm here for. And this is me. This is the story of me. And therefore, may my relationship with the teacher be strong, be good, be open, and let that relationship build. Let it build. Ma vid vishavahai. Look at the way this mantra is written. And it's just so amazing. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And we've seen this before. And the first Shanti, there are 3 tapas, 3 obstacles to any human being. And the first one is Adi Deivika Tapam. So all obstacles which are not in my control. So the floods and earthquakes and other things which nobody has any control over. So Adi Devika, that is attributed to the Devas. It is created by Ishvara, Bhagavan, Adi Devikam. So in order to neutralize those Adi Devika tapas, this is Adi Devika Shanti. Shanti means may it neutralize the Adi Devika tapam. The next Shanti, Adi Bhautika tapam. Adi Bhautika means things around in my immediate surroundings. There are all kinds of disturbances, problems, and the power goes off, and people are making noise, and I can't study. Like this, all kinds of problem. Traffic is there, and so this makes a lot of noise. Like this, all kinds of difficulties, obstacles. I can't study because I can't focus, and I can't focus because I can give you 10 reasons why I cannot focus. But there I may have some control. Lock yourself in a room, close the windows if it is noisy. If the neighbor is making noise, you go tell him, hey, next 1 hour I want to concentrate on this. Can you do this later on? Like this, we have some control. So that is called Adi Bhautika Tapam. This Shanti may it neutralize that Adi Bhautika Tapam. Then third Shanti is the difficulties, obstacles in my own body and mind. So my own body should be healthy enough to focus on the Shastram at any given time for any amount of time. And so both body and mind should be okay. And any difficulties that are there, of course, disease is there, illness. And then if the body is not ill, then the mind is wandering. And the mind also must stay focused on the Shastram. So, hey Bhagavan, help me achieve that. Help me gain a say over any obstacles that may happen in my own body, my own mind. Adhyatmika tapam, Adi Devika tapam, Adi Bhautika tapam, Adhyatmika tapam. These are the 3 obstacles a human being has. And so 3 Shantis are chanted. And so how do we translate this? May Ishvara indeed protect both of us. Sahana Vavatu. May Ishvara indeed protect both of us. May he indeed nourish both of us. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Nourish in always. And generally what happens, before having a meal, many people chant the Sahana Vavatu. It's a mistake. It is not to be chanted before a meal. And before a meal, there are other mantras we can chant. Brahmarpanam and all we can chant. So they make a mistake and they say this nourish means nutrition, and they literally take it like that, and then they chant it before a meal. So it's not to be chanted before a meal, because other than if you chant it before a meal, then Sahana Vavatu, how will you interpret? May Ishvara protect both of us. Which both of us? You have to now interpret that. Protect me and my food also you protect, right? Something like that. Or protect me and the giver of the food, right? 2 people. We have to be creative there. So we need to be careful. Okay. May saha viryam karavavahai. May we together acquire the capacity to study and understand the Shastram. Okay. Saha viryam karavavahai. May our study be brilliant. Tejasvi navadhitam astu. May we not unnecessarily argue with each other, doubt each other. May we not disagree with each other. Means that disagree does not mean we don't question. It means we give the benefit of doubt to the Shastram. A benefit of doubt to the teacher also should be given. The student should give a benefit of doubt and say, I'm not able to follow this right now, but in time I will follow and I will go along with the teacher. Like that we say. So that's Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Then there is the other portion which I will cover another day. Swasti Prajabhya Ityadi. There are some Shanti shlokas. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.